legalized therapy. Tap into my channel, that's where you wanna be. 87 Monte Carlo, West has name goes. I bet when I punch the gas, all you see is white smoke. And you know we doing big Texas, so we going 100 spokes like we on West Coast. Mexican legalized therapy, come get with me, come get with me.
Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Mexican Lee back with another video. Hey man, it is cold down here in Texas right now. I think the high today is gonna be 40 degrees, maybe. I gotta double check, but it's cold. You can definitely feel it. Yesterday was super nice. It was like 60, 65 degrees out yesterday, and today 40. And at night it's gonna dip down to I think like 29. But we're gonna do a little bit today, not too much. But let me first say, like, comment, subscribe, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. For those that are already tuning in, thank you very much. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. For the new ones that are coming in, I hope the content that I'm putting out there for y'all is informative and entertaining. I know I'm not, a funny guy. I don't, have a lot of stories to tell. I do have a decent story about my life to tell. And I break it down every now and then. I kind of throw a little something in there for y'all. In the beginning videos, I think like the very first or second video I ever made was pretty much a breakdown of, kind of what I went through that put me in this situation as far as, the PTSD stuff. And, I can't blame nobody but myself. So you live and learn. And, like I say, Therapy Garage is truly therapy. It's not something I made up. I'm not being fake about it. I mean, it really does keep me tuned in to life and life around me, the family, the kids, the job, everything that's going on in my life, man. It revolves around therapy. Everything that I do, I always kind of sit back and think about the next step I'm gonna make, before I do it. I think a lot of people need to do that, kind of more or less reevaluate where you're at today, and just kind of think twice about your actions. Think before you move. I do every day. And I'm sure if I didn't do that, I'd probably be locked up somewhere or gone. So I do thank the man upstairs, of course, and my family, my kids, my parents. There are a lot of everybody, I may not tell them on a daily basis, but they are the main reason why I'm still here today. They are the ones that keep me grounded, keep my head level, keep my head straight, keep me in my own lane. So, but like I say, man, just love on one another, man. Just all this negativity, like I always say, it's getting worse. I witnessed some stuff yesterday on the job, and it kind of like threw me back for a second. But it's a lot of people do have issues, especially around the holidays. Hey man, I'm there too. We're all pretty much in the same boat. But as far as your friends, your family, reach out to them, whether it's a text, call. A lot of people don't like texting. A lot of people don't like talking, but at least reach out and say, hey, what's up? Just thinking about you. I've done that plenty of times, and I'll continue to do it. And it makes me feel good when people reach out to me and just say, hey. So at least they're thinking about you, and not necessarily, I don't need to be on anybody's mind to keep doing what I'm doing, but it does feel good. All right. So enough talking. I'm going to give you guys a quick update, what we got going on in the shop. I haven't really been out here too tough. It's just, like I say, I kind of hate doing body work in the cold, but at the same time, I got the heater. It does warm up really, really nice in here once I got it going. So we're about to get this thing done, man. You see Ghost right here in the background. But let me turn this camera around real quick, quit talking. And, well, I got to talk because I'm giving y'all what's going on, giving you an update. But let's get this camera switched around real quick. All right, so as y'all see, Ghost is broke down pretty good. And what I want to start doing now is masking off the glass inside and out and my heater box. I don't want a lot of dust and crap getting inside there, and the trunk area. We're going to go ahead. I ordered some paper. That white masking paper is too thin. I hate it. I shouldn't have ordered it, but I had to try it out. I don't want to cover this stuff with that. So once the green paper gets here, the 3M paper, then we'll go ahead and get the trunk masked off, the windows. I'm not too pressed about, you know, the interior yet, but that will get covered with plastic when I get to sandblasting. The whole car, I got some really thick plastic over here. It's what I have hung up, you know, for this area right here. I'm going to go ahead and cover the whole car and just cut out this section right here. That way I can just sandblast that little bit of rust, and then I'll use that plastic somewhere else later, but I don't want sand in every crack and crevice on this car. That's one thing I hate about sandblasting, man. You got to clean that stuff up real good, because if not, that stuff gets everywhere. So we got everything pretty much bagged and tagged. The only thing that is going to be next on Ghost is double checking all the parts and pieces, making sure if I have to order something, I'm gonna go ahead and start placing these orders now. That way I know the parts are gonna be here really soon. But next will be making a list, more or less like an inventory list, and start getting things in the proper places. But I think the next thing I'm gonna end up doing on Ghost is getting these door hinges replaced. I do have to order another boot. As you can see, the rats tore this one up pretty good. Let me see if I can put a little bit of light in there for y'all. We got a hole there, and then all this is all chewed up. So the other side isn't bad. It's just this side right here. So if I'm gonna try to at least find one, if not, I'll get the pair. But this side has to get replaced. So I'm looking for that now. But the hinges are pretty much done, man. This is what I don't like right here, is that roller. Once those break off, the door won't open. It won't stay in the open position. It'll just keep closing, whether you have that spring in there or not. And I hate the way that it'll kind of somewhat stay open, but it's just real. This thing will end up falling off, and it's a headache. So those are getting replaced. I may keep them as backups and then just rebuild this, because I've seen this roller. I've seen like an actual kit that you can replace those. So I may keep them as long as where the bushings are at, as long as they're not like the holes all, you know, wobbled out, then I'll keep them as backups, rebuild them with new door pins and bushings, and then the rollers. I'll buy a new roller kit. I mean, hell, I think brand new hinges are 50 bucks. 50 to 70. I can't remember exactly what I paid for them, but these are the new ones. So they come with brand new rollers. They're bare metal, bare steel. So I'm keeping them covered up, but these things need to get epoxy primered. So I do love the quality of them. You know, I don't know if they put some type of coating on these. It doesn't look like it. They look like just bare metal. So I love the quality of them, man. The only thing I didn't like was how they welded this right here. I mean, but I don't think I'll be having to replace that anytime soon, so no biggie. But got them off eBay. There's a bunch of people selling them, so I may drop the link, I may not. They're easy to find. But we got new door hinges for both sides, but they do need to get epoxy primered. So I'll pull out the Tamco epoxy and go ahead and shoot them. Once I scuff them down, I'll clean them up really good and then spray them, let them dry, and then they'll be ready for paint. So over here, I got the fenders covered up. because I primered the bottom side of the trunk with the 5311 Tamco high build primer, DTM, direct to metal. And man, I should have left it. I guess I can flip it. Let me pause this real quick. All right. Okay, so I had to start the camera around, man. I don't know, hit the button or something. It stopped. But I sanded this whole thing nice and smooth. I didn't get down to bare metal. Only in the areas where it had chips, scratches. But I did take out all of the old seam sealer all the way around, because like I showed you on the whole car, it's just breaking off, chipping off in a bunch of areas. So I did get all that out, cleaned it up all the way around. So now that the primer's on here and it's dry, I'll scuff all this all the way around the edge, and I'll re-seam seal that whole edge all the way around. But this thing's ready to be scuffed and painted, but I'm not worried about painting it right now. This right here, I was going to pull this dent out, but it doesn't mess with the way it mounts to the hinge. So I don't know, we'll see. I may pull that dent out, I may not, but it doesn't affect the lining up of the gaps and stuff. So that I'm not pressed. I'm not pressed about that. Man, but I love this Tamco primer, man. I just ordered a bunch of stuff from them. The factory color, all that should be actually delivered Monday. So this spot, I did see some pitting, and when I hit it with the sandblaster, it did kind of open it up a little bit. So I may cut that out. It's just this little section right here. I may cut that out and weld a new piece in. If not, then I'm just going to put some seam sealer in there. Maybe a little bit of fiberglass, but I'll just seam seal it and seal it back up so that way the rust doesn't come back through. But that's about it, man. Everything else on this whole trunk was really, really nice and clean. That was the only spot that I saw. And that was the only reason why I went ahead and just took off all the seam sealer. Well, because it was chipping and breaking off on the rest of the car, but I wanted to see if there any other places on this trunk lid were bad. If they would have been worse, because a lot of times they rust out right in this area all the way around. If it would have been bad, I would have just replaced the whole trunk. So it's not. We're going to go ahead and save this one. We'll keep it. And the reason why I flipped it all the way around was because now I'm going to go ahead and start hitting the outside with the 80 grit. We're going to strip it down to bare metal, clean it up really good, and then we're going to prime it. Once the primer dries, then I'll block it, and I'll start fixing all, whatever dings and dents and stuff like that I have to repair. And then the same thing with the fenders. The fenders are all stripped and cleaned. I did take them outside the shop. When I cleaned this up and sandblasted them areas on the trunk, I also did the back sides of the fenders that had some rust in, not pitted or holes, but there was some surface rust in the back area of the fenders. I cleaned all that up as well. So now we'll go ahead and just hit this outer side with the DA, the jam and the inside, hit it with the DA, strip it all the way down with 80 grit. Same thing with the trunk. And then we'll go ahead and prime all this stuff. So by the weekend, all this should be done and primered. All right. So today's Sunday, my day off. I wanted to come out here in the shop, get some stuff situated and cleaned up. I also sold my rotisserie. I figured, shit, might as well get rid of it instead of letting it collect dust, take up space in the shop. I don't think I'm gonna do any more frame off, so I sold it, got rid of it. Also kind of going through things here and there, seeing what tools I may need, what I don't need, just kind of getting things cleaned up in the shop, man. What else? I think that's about it, man. I think that's just about where I'm at with Ghost and what we got going on in the shop. I haven't really touched any of the rubber pieces, the back or the front yet. I want to mainly get the whole car stripped down to bare metal, all the seam sealer taken out of all the areas where it's, all nasty and drying up and chipping off. Here in a little while, I'll go ahead and drop the gas tank and clean all this area up right here. But all this is going to be fresh, bare steel, and then ready for a primer. Once the primer gets shot on the whole car, then we'll go ahead and start blocking her down and getting the new seam sealer, you know, put on it after the body work's done. That way I don't damage it. And shit, he'll be ready to get some serious body work going on this joker. Christmas holiday, we got just about 2 weeks off of work. So you already know where I'm at. That's why I'm trying to get the hinges in epoxy primer, because I do want to get those installed on the car. That way I can get my gaps pretty much exactly where I want them. That way I can pull the doors off and then start getting the body work done. So all this will be new primer, everything, all the way around. It is going back factory white, the same OEM color. I did want to do something funky with the stripes to make it a little custom, but I don't think I am. I think I'm gonna just order a new kit. And then just, it'll probably be the same exact colors, you know, the orange, the red, and then the burgundy. I think I'm gonna just go with that same kit. So I don't know. I want custom, but then I don't. Custom is, when I was younger, man, I had to shine. I had to be out there. I had to show people what I could do. So that's why I was always trying to do stuff like that. Now I just want my stuff simple, clean, super duper clean, and able to go any and everywhere I want to go. So that's going to be the next step on Ghost, man. These hinges, and finish stripping all the old paint off the car. So that's going to be it for this video, y'all. I just kind of wanted to give y'all a quick rundown on what's going on with Ghost, what's going on here in the shop. And Lucky 2 Times will be back soon. I keep looking at this thing more and more, and I'm just ready to get this thing painted too. He won't be that much either. He won't be that long. So, but that's it, y'all. That's gonna be it for today. It's a little too chilly out here today. I don't think I'm gonna do too much. Probably go back in the house and get, you know, laundry done, do some cleaning in the house, help the wife a little bit, and just relax, man. Watch some movies with the kids. So again, I appreciate each and every one of y'all, man. You guys are the ones that are giving me the motivation to keep going. Yeah, you know, I don't have to make these videos, but I do for a lot of y'all, man, because a lot of y'all do kind of give me the feedback of where I'm at and what's going on, and y'all are seriously like motivating me to keep pushing. Now when it comes down to doing all the actual body work, it's going to be the same process for every single panel. So I'll kind of give you guys updates on that. It may not be, I don't want to do the same video over and over and over for every single panel, because it's going to be the same thing. But I'll keep you guys updated. I'll definitely keep you updated for sure. And the first video or two, once we get into doing the body work, I'll show you guys maybe pulling some dents out, you know, how I go ahead and block everything, get it ready for, you know, skim coats, and, you know, go from there. But step-by-step process, it's really simple. It's nothing hard. You know, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure it out. It's just more or less feeling and seeing on getting this body straight, nice and flat. But that's it, y'all. Let me quit talking, man. Mexican Lee's Therapy Garage. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Everybody have a good one. Be safe. Peace.
Mexican League Garage Therapy. Tap into my channel, this where you wanna be. Hit that subscribe button, y'all, yeah, you know it's free. 87 Monte Carlo SS name Ghost. I bet when I punch on the gas, all you see is white smoke. And you know we do it big in Texas, so we going 100 spokes like we on the West Coast. Mexican League Garage Therapy. Tap in, y'all come get in with me.